at Mark Light. Thomas Newsom will call the balls and strikes as Cam Canarella digs in, and baseball is underway. First pitch swinging, grounds it up the middle. Gonzalez from his knees. That'll be an infield hit for Canarella.
You know, a little interesting on that play right there, Joe. I mean, good play there by Gonzalez, the second baseman. You watch them slide, and you see this a lot with middle infielders. They'll slide to stop themselves. It's almost a ball that you can reach without sliding. But before the game, the grounds crew, they wet the field here. And even though they're intending to only wet the clay, it's hard to wet the clay without wetting that grass in the back. And it looks like some of that wet grass made him slide a little further, lost his footing, wasn't able to make the play.
There you see the Clemson lineup. Mathis in the middle of it. Here's Obertop. Last night took a 1 for 4. $2.99 for the season. We'll get to Schlesinger here in 1 second after Canarella picked on the first pitch of the game. This one a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Newsom, the home plate umpire. Darren Spagnardi, first base umpire. Tommy Separillo at second, and over at third is Greg Streets. 2-0, a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Last night, Gay Zeal established the strike zone and then had a nasty slider working for him very well. A couple things about Schlesinger as this unfolds. This one lined into left field. It's a fair ball into the corner. Sear will dig it out of the corner. Canarella to third. He's going to be waved to the plate. The throw is going to be cut off. It's an RBI double for Obertop, and Clemson has jumped on Schlesinger here. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and a great start for the Tigers here after seeing that 1-run advantage disappear as they got walked off last night. That's what they need to do. Come out here, swing the bats, very aggressive at the plate. You saw the first pitch of the ball game go for a base hit up the middle, and the second hitter a double down the third base line as the Tigers take a 1-0 advantage early in this ball game.
Obertop's 4th double of the season, his 18th RBI. That brings up Blake Wright. Obertop is second, and Wright takes that one from Schlesinger down low for a ball. Schlesinger 2-1, earned run average of 4.19, 34 innings this year, 36 strikeouts and 10 walks. That's in there for a strike.
You know, Joe, it goes back to just how impressive Gage Zeal was last night. This is a great hitting Tigers team coming into this weekend series. They're hitting .303 as a ball club with a .535 slugging percentage. So this is a team that's used to scoring a lot of runs, averaging almost 9 a game.
That one is pulled foul down the left field line. A couple things as Carlos Perez jogs out to talk with Schlesinger. One, what does Schlesinger have to do to be successful tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with Schlesinger always. It's try to find a way to pitch ahead on the count. This is a guy who's got great stuff on the mound, but from time to time, he has issues with control, and this is what happened to him early in his career at Miami. He's got great stuff, but at this level, that stuff's not going to get it done without being able to locate your pitches. And you saw it early in this ballgame, fell behind in the number 2 hitter, Obertop, and he sat on that fastball, drove it into left field, and now he is ahead 1-2. Now he's got to hit his spots.
1-0, 1-2 count to right outside. Then you have the other kind of storyline. Last night, Zeal strikes out 15, so you go, well, is that a blueprint against this Clemson team, number one? And then number 2, you're Schlesinger, you think, hey, the guy in front of me, he struck out 15. I'm a competitive guy. Yeah, how do you got to kind of manage his mind a little bit. He might be thinking, he struck out 15, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, this is a very confident guy on the mound. So, and again, his stuff is great. There's no doubt he's got great stuff. It goes back to that location. He's got to be accurate with the location. And if he locates his pitches, you know, he'll have success on the mound. When he doesn't, it's when he's gotten into trouble. And that's been the case throughout his career.
Thomas Newsom took a good long look at that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Wright. He might swing at anything in the neighborhood after getting away with that last one. 3-2, Schlesinger off the stretch. That's low for a ball, and Clemson's off to a great start here.
Yeah, that's not bad. Even though he was up 1-2 on the count, you know, he had him in the hole. You got first base open. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're serving one up. Even though it's early in the game, you don't want to give any free passes. It's not the worst walk in the world. It does set up the double play ball, and it sets up a more favorable matchup with a lefty at the plate.
Here's Alden Mathis digs in. Mathis in upright stance at 349. This will bring Las Gutierrez out of the dugout, so maybe go second-ranked team in the country. Mathis digs in. He swings with conviction. 6 home runs, 18 RBIs. He squares around to bunt. 0-1. I think he got a little piece of that.
Yeah, interesting. Early in the ball game, to have the number 4 hole hitter, your senior, lay one down. It tells you just kind of what they're thinking in the other dugout as far as the way this game might go.
Pulls this one. Foul, just foul. Down the first base line. Past a lunging Jason Torres.
And Torres playing up on the grass, impacting some of that range he might have there. He'll play behind the runner now with 2 strikes on the hitter, but because he squared the bunt on that first pitch, Torres was up on the grass and nearly got one right by him.
Let's see if the Hurricanes pitch him away now. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 run in for Clemson. A swing and a miss struck him out. Looked like they went down and away on that one.
Yeah, good sequence there for Schlesinger, and I go back to what I said on that walk to Obertop. You know, you got a lefty coming up. Rafe Schlesinger is really tough on these lefties, and though gets a good breaking pitch there, down in the zone, gets in the chase, and that's the difference, Joe. If you notice this at bat, he got ahead on the count early on, then that breaking pitch down in the dirt, good pitch there with 2 strikes.
Now to the right-handed swings of Jacob Hinderleiter. Outside for a ball with 2 on. Hinderleiter took a 1 for 4 last night. 1-0 Clemson here in the first. The senior Hinderleiter with 2 men on. 1 down in the first. Fouled back onto the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike, with Noraraki waiting his turn in the on-deck circle.
And you're seeing consistently out of Rafe, you know, he's somewhere between 93 and 94 on that fastball. Good velocity from the left side.
A swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, good pitch there. He comes with that slider. I mean, he's got great stuff, Joe. This is, you know, anyone that watches him pitch, they know he's got great stuff. Again, it's such a big swing for him, one way or the other. All comes down to that control.
1-2, a little bit low. I tell you, Thomas Newsom is not throwing up that right arm tonight so far. Ball 2, strike 2 on Hinderleiter. Got a little piece of that one.
Yeah, we're seeing a heavy dose of sliders with Rafe on the mound right now against the right-handed hitters. We saw him, as I mentioned, against the lefty. That's the strikeout pitch he had. Those last 2 pitches right here in this sequence, both sliders in on the righty.
2-2, hit hard but foul. Tigers came into the series averaging 8 runs a game, coming off a sweep last week of Florida State.
And Joe, I want to go back to that pitch. If that last pitch, if you saw Paris sets up inside. They wanted to bust him in with that fastball. Again, good velocity in the mound by Rafe. That pitch was out over the plate, and that's what I'm talking about. It's not, you know, about balls and strikes. It's where you're hitting your spots.
2-2, hit in the air to center field. Jacoby Long in the sunshine into the shadows, makes the catch and gets it back onto the infield. Wearing the sunglasses in center field, Long runs that one down for the 2nd out of the inning. Here's Nolan Naraki. Naraki digs in. He's a freshman from New York, did not play last night. First one from Schlesinger, misses for ball 1.
Yeah, so far a little bit of a conservative zone behind the plate by Thomas Newsom. You mentioned some of those pitches down in the zone. That one looked like it might have been a borderline strike on the outside part of the plate.
Schlesinger again trying to work at the outside half, misses. 2 balls and no strikes to Naraki. Two on for the Tigers and a 1-0 lead. Crowd a little unsettled here with Thomas Newsom's strike zone early on.
Yeah, and I thought that pitch is off the plate. I thought the first one and the second one maybe borderline pitches, but you know, you got to make an adjustment. You're seeing that he's not giving you that corner. You can't just keep going back there expecting him to call it.
That's in there for a strike, 3-1 with Will Taylor waiting his turn. 1-0 Tigers here in the first. Glorious night for baseball in Coral Gables. Very few clouds and no chance of rain. That loads the bases up.
And once again, you saw Perez sets up inside, and early in this ball game, Rafe's having a hard time hitting that inside spot. He just seems to lead that ball out over the plate. That one, obviously a ball out of the zone, but he's got to find a way to get in there and pound the inside part of the plate with that fastball.
Here comes Will Taylor. First one to Taylor, low and away for a ball. Taylor at 221 with 5 home runs. Stocky player, 5'11", 185. That hit him, and it's 2-0 Clemson. Came inside, that score is Obertop. A tough inning here for Schlesinger.
He's up to 29 pitches. You mentioned a 2-0 advantage now for Clemson. And really not even swinging the bats at this point. It's all on the arm of Rafe Schlesinger, just struggling with that command.
Here comes the shortstop, Chufo, from Medford, New York. Chufo 2 for 3 last night. Schlesinger deals, and that's in there for a strike. Great start for the Clemson Tigers. Swing and a miss, 0-2. I'd say when you start your season 22-2, you're pretty good.
Yeah, they great weekend last weekend. They had Florida State coming to town. Florida State, another team who had started, quite surprising start to their season, and they came into town and lost all 3 against Clemson.
The 0-2 got him, cut on a miss, struck him out swinging, leaves the bases loaded in 2021.
It's
15 in a row against the ACC at home.
Yeah, that's just some incredible success they've had. And this year, if you go back to the ACC weekends they've had, they started the year against 2 ranked opponents coming in. They won both Friday, Saturday night games in a position to sweep their opponents. They did not come through and sweep them. But here, again, the Hurricanes in a position to win the series with a victory here tonight.
Villegas went 1 for 4 last night. And the pitch. Inside, 3-0. That's in there for a strike. (3-1) tap foul. The 80th meeting between Miami and Clemson. Hurricanes lead the all-time series 46-32. 46-33.
Yeah, it's a great at-bat by the leadoff hitter for the Hurricanes, Villegas, who's done such a great job at the top of the lineup for the Canes. And on-base percentage just continues climbing up, does a great job on the bases, is quickly becoming one of the leaders of this ball club.
Here comes Sear, hitting at 300, 7 home runs. That one is low and away. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes, and quickly Obertop wants to talk with Ethan Darden. Yeah, and a quick visit to the mound as well.
Yeah, you're going to get a visit, as you mentioned, both teams. That's not what I thought. I thought you were going to say he jogged out and he jogged in.
Well, that, I don't know any relation to old Orioles shortstop, but nowadays nobody wears a baseball jersey. They wear, some kind of windbreaker or something. How are you supposed to know who they are? His second season from Louisville. Meanwhile, Sear with a good count for him, 3 balls and 1 strike. Lines it in the left field for a base hit. 2 on, nobody out for Miami here in the first. Canes looking to answer the 2 runs put up by Clemson. And here comes Daniel Cuvée.
Yeah, I can't emphasize it enough. I say this all the time. Hitting becomes so much easier when you're consistently hitting ahead of the count. As a hitter, a lot of the guesswork's taken away. You're sitting on one pitch, you're sitting on one zone, and if you get that, it's go time. And for Blake Zier, just a great piece of hitting right there.
Here comes Cuvée. 2 on, nobody out. 2-0 Tigers here in the first. A swing and a miss at a pitch inside. 0-1.
Yeah, taking advantage a little bit of the aggressiveness at the plate by Cuvée. A pitch out of the zone. Catches a break there.
Cuvée pulls this one on the ground, past the shortstop into left field for a base hit. He'll be held at third base, Villegas, and the bases are loaded. I was going to say, coming into this series against Clemson, Cuvée hitting .400 for the year in ACC play at .229. He's at the top of the scouting report. Teams are really trying to tame him, but that time a base hit in the hole past the shortstop Chufo, and now Miami has the bases loaded.
Yeah, you look at the Hurricane lineup, and of course everyone talks about Cuvée and the success he's had his freshman campaign, and well-deserved the praise he's getting. You look at the rest of the lineup, especially the two guys coming up, I think those two guys need a lot of credit. Dorian Gonzalez at the plate now, one of the team leaders, actually the team leader tied with Cuvée with RBIs, and the guy on deck, Jason Torres, not a lot of talk about him. He's hitting .441 on the season.
Gonzalez, first ball swinging, fouls it onto the screen. Hurricanes trying to tie the game up here. Clemson got off to a bright start. They lead at 2-0. We're in the first. Miami has the first 3 hitters aboard. Villegas is at third. Sear parked at second. Cuvée stationed at first. And the pitch. Fouled away by Gonzalez. 0-2 with Torres on deck. Now the 0-2 delivery. Check swing, didn't mean to the shortstop. Goes to second for 1, on to first, not in time. Miami gets a run home, and we'll have runners at first and third.
Canes catch a little break there. Gonzalez does not hit that ball well, and because it was softly hit to the shortstop, he's able to beat it out. You see, kind of like a check swing here, just kind of protecting the plate, but with a weak ground ball to the shortstop. Not much else you could do there. As you saw the play at second base, a close play at second as well. The Canes get the first one of the game, now a 1-run deficit.
So fielder's choice for Dorian Gonzalez, and here comes Torres. Torres got that 9th inning going for Miami last night, and then scored on the Scanlon walk-off home run.
You know, I mentioned Torres and the year he's having. I just came up from the Florida Keys. I'm down there for spring break, and one of my good buddies, George Castro, was saying that he's predicting a Torres home run today at some point in the game.
Hurricanes a 3-2 winner last night. Torres 1 for 3 with an RBI in the ball game last night. That's in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, now with 2 strikes, you got to find a way to put this ball in play. You got that run at third base, a tying run early in the ball game, but opportunities like this, you want to make sure you cash in on them.
0-2 in the dirt. Obertop was thinking about making a throw toward Gonzalez at first.
Well, Gonzalez reads that ball in the dirt. When you got to run at third base, the run at first is a little more aggressive than normal on balls in the dirt, because you know that that run at third protects you a little bit. So if you see that breaking pitch, and you see the trajectory of the pitch going into the dirt, you're going to see them be a little more aggressive. 1-2,
high chopper up the middle, could be 2. Purify steps on the bag for 1 on the first double play, and Darden gets out of a jam. Great.
I mentioned most schools out for spring break, so a lot of Hurricane fans probably traveling, but a good crowd. And you know, this team, this Hurricane team this year, still not ranked. They've had some great success this year. It seems like they have a flair for the excitement, but a lot of fans really enjoying watching this team and following this team, and expecting some special things from them.
Had a lot of drama last night. Purify went 1 for 2. Helped get Clemson out of the first inning jam. At second base with the double play ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Purify, in the air to right field. Villegas is there to make the catch, and there's your first out of the second inning. Purify, 0-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you caught Rafe coming off the mound after that first inning, and he was heated up. I mean, he was talking to himself all the way back into that dugout, and he knows that he's better than what he did that first inning. So we'll see if he's able now to settle down and get himself in a pretty good groove here for the Hurricanes. Of course, the bad part is, his pitch count quite, inflated after that first inning.
There's Canarella. Got things started with an infield hit on the first pitch of the game. As it stands right now, at this moment, Canarella 1 for 5 in the series, 0-1. Pulled on the ground, Torres behind the bag at first, will take it by himself. And there's your second out of the second inning.
Yeah, much different start to this inning for Schlesinger. 2 out, 2 down. We'll see if he's able to get that Hurricane lineup back up.
Here comes Obertop to the plate. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. 2-1 Clemson here in the second. Obertop with an RBI double to left field in the first inning. That one outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The big bat of Blake Wright waiting on deck. That one lifted out of play. 1-2. Rifle down the right field line, foul.
Yeah, just a great pitch right there. That pitch I mentioned, down in the zone. That's that slider once again, down and away. And as a hitter, a good job there by Obertop, just fouling it off, but not much more you're going to do with that pitch.
1-2 in the air to right field. Villegas twisting around, reaching up, and he can. No, he is there to make the play. Villegas twisting around, a whirling dervish.
Well, the other way by Obertop. Unfortunately, Villegas makes the play. If not, you would have had to have faced Blake Wright, who's leading the team in home runs with 13 with the runner on. So Canes a little fortunate there on that play.
Here's Carlos Perez with the left-hander on the mound. Perez starting, hits this one on the ground to short. Chufo to his right and throws him out. Kind of ran around that one to make the play, but a good strong throw.
Yeah, he does a good job because as an infielder there, the first thing you got to recognize who's at the plate, what kind of speed the hitter has. And recognizing Perez, not the fastest guy in that lineup, he comes around and puts himself in a better position to make the throw. So watch how he circles that ball, and by the time he fields, he's actually coming in towards the plate, which is in a better position than going away from first base.
There's Jacoby Long. Takes the first one from Darden low and in for a ball. Long took an 0 for 3 last night. Twilight making its evening rounds here in Coral Gables. Lights are on. Temperature about 70 degrees. Fouled back onto the screen.
South Florida enjoying maybe one last little, I don't want to say it's a cold front because it's not really a cold front.
It's a cold front.
But it's nice weather rolled in the last couple days. It's, of course, clear skies once again. Nice little breeze.
The sun beginning to dim. The day dying to darkness here in South Florida. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Jacoby Long goes away looking.
Yeah, he did not like that call, and we've said it. This game, we've seen a tight zone behind the plate, and this ball's a breaking pitch, and I don't blame him. I mean, I know it looks like it's a borderline call, but those have not been called for strikes early in this ball game. And again, you see the catcher, he catches it kind of on the black there, but that's a breaking pitch, probably a little bit off the plate. 2
outs, nobody on for Miami. 2-1 Clemson for Carrier. First one a strike, 0-1 on Carrier. For a baseball player, he's the size of a mountain. Lorenzo Carrier. High chopper to second. Purify has it and throws on to first for the final out of a 1-2-3 second inning for the first baseman. All due for the Tigers with a 2-1 lead here in the third.
Some impressive numbers there by Blake Wright, third baseman for this Clemson Tigers. Not only hitting for power, pretty good average as well.
Hard on the ground is Gonzalez on the shift. Long throw across in time. And Wright is 0 for 1 tonight. Had him played perfectly on the shift. 3 players on the left side of the infield.
The Hurricanes doing a good job against them. I mentioned impressive numbers. He's still looking for his first hit of the series. Now 0 for 5. Had 2 strikeouts last night. 0 for 4 night. Now 0 for 1 today.
Here comes Alden Mathis. He struck out in the first inning. 1 for 5 at the moment in the series. Big, strong left-handed hitter pulls it foul along the first base side. Last night for Clemson, a sea of heartbreak. A 2-run home run by Jack Scanlon to win it for Miami. That's in there for a strike, 0-2.
There's that once again, that slider. Just he's so tough against lefties. Just he's got that 3/4 delivery and almost starts behind the lefties.
0-2. Just got a piece of it. Clemson came in with a 7-game winning streak that was ended last night. Miami now has won 3 in a row. No balls, 2 strikes. Look out, coming right back our way. Right next to the camera. Well, oh, he got it.
Cameraman makes the play.
Cameraman makes the play
there you
on
go.
1 hop. Good job. There we go. 0-2 pitch. Waved down and missed. He struck him out. Second time tonight that Mathis has struck out. And now Schlesinger is fan 3.
Yeah, and I go back to that first inning when Mathis was up and they were going to have him sacrifice bunt. And maybe that's why he's having some struggles against the left-handed pitcher Schlesinger on the mound. He's had 2 at-bats and it's not looked good in either of those at-bats, both ending in strikeouts.
This one grounded foul down the first base line.
It's amazing, Joe. What a difference, right? When you got a guy on the mound, he's got good stuff, and he finds a way to work ahead in the count. It's almost like you got 2 different pitchers on the mound. You know, it's the change is so dramatic, especially with Rafe on the mound.
0-2 with 2 men down and a 2-1 Clemson Tiger lead. High chopper might have caught the glove of Schlesinger. He goes into center field for a base hit.
And again, as I just praised him with working ahead on the count and some of that. Look at this pitch. Look at the catcher. He wants it inside. That pitch is out over the plate. For whatever reason, he's having a hard time working inside of these righties. Every time Paris sets up inside, he's still catching the middle of that plate. He's got to find a way to get that in on the righties, in on their hands. If you miss off the plate, you can't miss over the middle of the plate.
Single to center field for Hinderleiter. Here's Naraki. Naraki walked his first time up. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers with a 2-1 lead over Miami in the pitch. A swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. One-two, last foul down the left field line.
Yeah, got out in front. Again, that slider by Schlesinger a little up in the zone, and fortunately for him, Clemson hitter out in front on that pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's one of those there. You see the pickoff, and you're like, what, why are you trying to pick off there? He's right next to the bag. A lot of times you'll see the base runners, they'll be close to the bag, so you don't think they're going, but they're going on first move, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to just catch him going on first move.
Ground ball, shortstop Jimenez will go the short way to Gonzalez covering as Miami had the shift on. And that's all for the Tigers.
And number 4 hole hitter Dorian Gonzalez up, and he grounded into a soft roller to the shortstop, able to knock one in, but then Torres goes into a double play ball, and Clemson gets out of the inning just giving up 1 run.
Here's Jimenez, 192 hitter this season, 1 for 2 last night. Oh, 2 to Jimenez, a little late on that one. 2-1 Tigers here in the third. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Second strikeout for Darden.
Yeah, good pitch there by Darden. Watch the location. It's got a hitter behind on the count, just kind of a little bit of a cutter in the outside part of the plate, and Jimenez just trying to foul it off, keep that at bat alive, was not able to make any contact for the first out here in the third.
2-1 Tigers, here comes Villegas. 1 for 4 so far in the series, walked and scored in the first. One ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Villegas actually catches catcher on the backswing there. Obertop gets a bat to the helmet.
Villegas takes that Darden pitch outside. There's a drive to right field. Backing up is Mathis to the warning track. The ballpark will hold this one. And Villegas is retired for the second out of the third inning.
Yeah, not tonight. That wind's coming in from right field. If you look at the flag, it's completely blowing in from right field. So any ball that gets out to right field is going to be well poked. You see the good breeze coming in, and Villegas, who hit that ball well, some of the Hurricane fans thought maybe this is a tie ball game. Instead, ends up being an easy fly ball to the right fielder.
Darden to Sear had a base hit to left field his first time up. A year ago, Darden pitched 2 1/3 innings against Miami, allowed 3 hits and 2 runs. He struck out 4, did not walk anybody. 2 outs, nobody on for Sear on the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, Sear did not like that call. So we looked at the zone early in this ball game. We thought, well, we're gonna have a tight zone behind the plate. But it seems like as the game has progressed, home plate umpire Thomas Newsom has kind of opened it up a little.
Rounded out the second. Purify has this one. Purify on to first for the final out. That'll be 1-2-3. As the gray twilight turning into black night. Here comes Will Taylor, then Chufo, and then Purify. First pitch of the inning in there for a strike. 80th meeting between Miami and Clemson. Clemson Tigers have played a significant role in the history of the University of Miami, Richo. Maybe Clemson fans don't even know it. But in 1977, the first time these two teams met was in a regional here at the Light. It was the first regional ever held at Mark Light Field. Ron Frazier, of course, orchestrated the having a regional here. Got the Orange Bowl committee involved and all that. There's a drive out to center field. Jacoby Long backing up to the warning track, and that one's off the wall. And into second with a leadoff double is Will Taylor.
And Joe, I think Jacoby Long lost that ball. He's going back, and at some point he doesn't stop, but he kind of slows down. Watch him. He gets a good jump, and then somewhere as he's going back, he kind of slows down.
Yeah, he threw his hands up in the air.
Yeah, he didn't see that ball.
Yeah.
He did not see that ball. I said he got a good jump. He did not get a good jump, actually. So I can look at it. He kind of went towards his right. Then he goes back, and when you see him throw his hands up, he's almost saying, where's the ball? He thought it was there, and then obviously that ball's over his head, but that's a ball that normally you see him make the play there.
Here comes Chufo. He struck out his first time. So the Tigers play the University of Miami here as the first regional ever held at Mark Light. They won the regional. They went to the World Series. They beat the University of Miami. There's a bunt. Perez with a strong throw in time. The other way over to third and just back in time. Underneath the tag is Taylor.
And I'll tell you what, if Cuvey's on the bag, you might have had a play at third base. Cuvey was off the bag on that return throw by Gonzalez. But no hesitation there as Gonzalez makes that.
Comes Greg Street. He's out at first base. So in the 77 regional, Bill Wilhelm was the manager of the Clemson Tigers. In those days, you were allowed to have like home field advantage, and Miami had all kinds of things going on, right? So when a pitcher was taken out of the game, J. Rokeach, he had the hook. He would hold the hook outside the press box, right? Give him the hook. Bill Wilhelm, who was the manager of the Tigers, he had J. Rokeach thrown out of the game. There's a base hit to center field. An RBI single for Purify, is doing a little bit of everything tonight. And it's 3-1 Clemson.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see the infield playing in. Either way, it would have been a base hit up the middle and the run would have scored, but the Hurricanes actually choosing to bring the infield in. Still the top of the fourth, lots of baseball left. But a good job of hitting there. As you mentioned, Jaron Purify out of the 9th spot. A big RBI single for him, as now the Clemson Tigers take a 2-run advantage. Doing
a good job with the glove as well. 3-1 Tiger lead, top of the order now.
And Joe, I remember not that weekend, but I remember it wasn't until the 80s, late in the 80s, maybe even the early 90s, before they changed the rules on regionals. It used to be if you hosted, it was a home field advantage.
Home field advantage. Played your music, did your Miami in those days would have the barbecue smoke going all over the place. J-Ro was a big part of it.
And the Maniac. Back then, the Maniac would be on the field.
Yeah.
Maniac now is restricted to outside the playing surface, but he'd be all over the field during the game.
Runner goes. This one pulled foul. But for all the success that Miami had in regionals, their very first regional, they lost to Clemson. Clemson beat Miami 2 out of 3. Ole Miss was also in that regional. In championship game final, I think it was 10-9. Clemson Tigers. They went to the World Series and lost to Arizona State and Cal State Fullerton.
And the last pitch, Purify was actually running on that pitch.
1-2 in the air. Short right center field. Villegas and Jacoby Long comes steaming in to make the play. A diving catch by Jacoby Long, who saves the day for Miami.
I'll tell you what, he makes the play, but this is the second time this inning he has not gotten a good jump. He did not see that ball off the bat. His first reaction, did not see it, finally picks it up. We'll take a look at it. The end of the play here as he makes the play, and the Clemson Tigers catch a break that he kind of bobbles it here. If not, he would have had a double play because he would have had the runner out. Purify was well beyond the halfway mark there, and a throw to first would have gotten him out. But this is the second time this inning. Again, it's not pitch black yet. The sun has set already, but Long having a hard time picking it up this inning.
2 outs for Obertop. 1 for 2 tonight. An RBI double in the first and flied out to right field as the final out of the second inning. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. Ball and a strike in the pitch as the runner goes. Throw by Perez is not in time. A stolen base, head first slide.
Yeah.
Purify with a stolen base.
Yeah, he got a good jump, and it's a tough pitch to throw on. The pitch was up a little bit, but you can see it's a breaking pitch, so it's going to be tough just because of the speed of the pitch, and good jump there. And there you see him, he's in there ahead of the tag. But I'm not sure. They did call it a strike, so the scoreboard actually has it. Well, now they're changing it to 1-2. It's a 1-2 count on the hitter.
Obertop, a swing and a miss, struck him out. Might have got a little piece of it, but Perez holds on to it. All right, the big bats for Miami coming up. Here's Daniel Cuvey. A big swing and a miss, 0-1. Cuvey a base hit in the first inning. 2 for 4 at the moment in the series. Cuvée takes that one for a strike. Crowd not happy with that one at all. 1-2, 3-1 Tigers. Cuvée chops it foul.
Yeah, I don't blame the crowd either. I've talked about it over the last couple innings. It just seems like the strike zone with each inning has been expanding, and you'll hear hitters and coaches say, you know, we don't care what your strike zone is, just keep it consistent.
Cuvée with a fair ball down the right field line. Gonna bang around the fence there. He's on his way to second, and the throw is going to be cut off. Cuvée into second with a leadoff double.
Yeah, this is just great piece of hitting right here, Joe. I mean, this is to see a freshman hit a pitch like this and do what he just did, drive it the other way. This pitch is outside, over the plate, and low. I mean, he doesn't hit it the other way. He smokes it the other way as he gets a leadoff double here to start this bottom half of the 4th inning. But just a great piece of hitting by the freshman.
8th double of the season for Cuvée. Brings up Dorian Gonzalez. Picked up an RBI in the fielder's choice in the first. 3-1 Tigers in the pitch. Gonzalez bunts it up the first base side. It's a good bunt. It's going to be a tough play. He's saved at first base.
Yeah, how's that for a number 4 hole hitter? As Dorian Gonzalez with the left-handed pitcher on the mound, he knows he's just get it past the pitcher and force the first baseman off the bag, and that's what he does. Once it gets past the pitcher and the first baseman is forced to get it, there's no one that'll get to the bag before Gonzalez does. That's picture perfect by the number 4 hole hitter in this lineup.
First and third now for Miami. And we'll get a visit to the mound.
Yeah, you talk about having versatility out of your cleanup hitter. A little bit of trouble for him here.
First one to Torres. A little bit low for a ball.
Yeah, they came in with a little cutter in on the hands, trying to get him to chase. Good job, good discipline there at the plate by Torres.
Two balls and no strikes now on Torres.
Yeah, and with that, you are getting some action now in the Clemson bullpen.
First and third, and the 2-0 on the grab by the shortstop into left center field for a base hit, 1 run in. On his way to third is Gonzalez, and the throw is cut off. 3-2 Tigers, and Miami has something percolating here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there by Torres. He actually misses a little bit of an opportunity. We'll take a look first and talk about the hitting, because a great piece of hitting just smokes this ball right past the shortstop. But on the throw, watch the throw in from the center fielder. If Torres is hustling and makes a strong throw, he kind of lobs it into the field. And if Torres, I thought he would have taken advantage of that and got himself into second base. Instead, he's over at first base. The Canes once again runners in the corners, still no outs in the inning. As you're going to get a visit from the catcher. This might be it. This is the Clemson Tigers just trying to buy some time here. I mentioned when Torres went down 2-0, was up 2-0 in the count, the Tigers did get some action in the bullpen. They're just not ready right now, and that's why the catcher is out there, Obertop, trying to buy some time.
Nick Clayton throwing in the bullpen, throwing with a purpose, trying to hurry up.
Yeah, and he hadn't been throwing when they went out to visit the mound. He had not been throwing yet. And then once they went 2-0, he started tossing out in the bullpen.
Well, you can count to 10, and then the manager will come out, the coach will come out for a pitching change. Kind of the way it's done in college baseball.
Yeah, and it's, you know, matchup-wise, you're probably going to see the righty come in, and I'm surprised we haven't seen the coach come out. It's interesting right here.
Here comes Perez. He squares around the bunt and takes it, perhaps got a little piece of it, 0-1.
Yeah, Perez also trying to get it pushed past the pitcher. And we've seen the Canes over the last couple of weeks. Really, you know, they've done a good job with the long ball this year, but you've seen some of that small ball come back. Of course, this inning, Gonzalez with the big base hit via the bunt. Perez trying to push it past him, knowing that he can get that run over to second base and possibly even score Gonzalez from third.
3-2 Tigers. Miami has a tying run at third. Gonzalez bunts it foul. Nobody out, nothing in two on Perez. Gonzalez at third, I should say Perez bunts it foul. Jacoby Long in the on-deck circle. There's Dorian Gonzalez over at third.
And again, the play there is, it's more like it's a sacrifice to move the run over a second, but you're also trying to score the run in from third base as well.
0-2, Perez lifts it foul.
Dude, I'm surprised, Joe. I thought for sure you'd see a pitching change. And it's not that Darden's done a bad job. He's done a good job on the mound, but just from a matchup standpoint, you got the big righty in the bullpen warming up. You got a righty in the plate in Perez. You got a righty on deck in Long.
0-2 from Darden. Perez takes it inside, 1-2. 3-2 Tigers in the fourth. Perez digs in, followed by Long and then Carrier. Tigers ranked second in the country. Couple of new baseball for Darden after Perez. Then Long, then Carrier.
I'm going to ask you a question on something about baseball I don't understand after this pitch.
The strike two pitch. Outside 2-2.
So on that last pitch, you saw the home plate umpire say, switch the ball out because the ball short hopped the catcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that when the ball's hit in play. When the ball's hit on the ground,
right.
they don't say, hey, change the ball out.
I don't know. Is the clay dipping around home plate?
No, it's the same play. But right, it's one of these things where you see it. You see it at every level, right? You know, you short hop the catcher, all of a sudden, hey, take the ball out. Let me give you a new ball. But you hit a ball that scoots through the infield anywhere, maybe it bounces off the fence somewhere, and they put it back in play. They don't switch that ball out.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Perez in a pretty good tussle here. Tying run at third for Miami. Gonzalez. Torres the go-ahead run at first base. Two and two. Perez, a little piece of that one.
Yeah, he gets just enough for that one. Stay alive.
So the battle wages on between Darden and Perez.
Yeah, Clemson, okay, giving up that run at third base. Infield's playing back up the middle.
Tigers have turned 18 double plays this season. First and third for Miami. Ball 2, strike 2 on Perez. I feel like it's about the 100th pitch coming up. Darden has gone through his entire repertoire here with Perez. Gonzalez the lead at third, and now on a 2-2 pitch, we're going to have a pitching change. Now that is pretty odd.
That's interesting. And you know what? And again, I was still surprised that they.
Two and two on Perez in the pitch. Gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for the base runner at third to advance, but down to second goes Torres. Second and third now for Miami, and nobody out.
That's huge, Joe. This is such a big pitch right here because now you got the double play out of order. You got runners second and third. So that ground ball that maybe you would have gotten 2 outs on will tie this ball game now.
Ball 2, strike 2. Rather ball 3, and now ball 4 on the 3-2 pitch.
What an at-bat by Perez there. I mean, he was down 0-2, and he saw a lot of good pitches, fouled them off, and then the untraditional pitching change. He comes in to see the righty come in, and 2 pitches down in the zone, leaves off both of them. Now the Hurricanes again with a bases loaded, no out situation.
It's a big spot for both teams. 3-2 Tigers. Miami came from behind to win last night. Bases loaded, Tigers have the infield back up the middle. First ball swinging, Jacoby Long chops it foul.
And I'm surprised to see Long swinging at that first pitch. You got a reliever that just came into the game and is throwing 2 pitches in the dirt.
0-1 to Long. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2. He's 0 for 4 in the series. Clayton stands on the mound at 6'5". And the 0-2 pitch. Long with a tapper in front of the plate. Could be a tough play. Underhand toss in time to get Gonzalez.
I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good play by the catcher, Obertop. So many times you'll see the catcher go out and make that play and really be left with only the play to first base. And instead, he sits back and he says, I'm going to wait for my big pitcher to get up there and make this play. Watch that ball. That ball dies right there. And you'll see a lot of catchers get themselves out of position and not be able to get that out of the plate. Instead, he sits back, they make the play at the plate.
I give Clayton credit, also had the right touch. He's not his second baseman or his shortstop that is always making that little flip.
Yeah, definitely a good play there. This is a pressure situation. And I go back and that at bat, I wasn't crazy about the way Long approached that at bat. I think, you got a pitcher on the mound, just came into the game. His first 2 pitches to Perez were in the dirt. And you're not the 3-hole hitter, you're not the 4-hole hitter, you're not a guy that goes up there saying swing, be aggressive. I would have loved to see him take that first pitch, especially, it was a breaking pitch that looked a little up in the zone. What are you going to do with that pitch?
Kulikowski, the pinch hitter. 2 balls and no strikes. I agree there. I always wonder why kids do that. Hurricanes with the bases loaded. There you see the runners. Torres at third. Perez at second. Long parked at first. 2 balls, no strikes. 3-2 Tigers. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Touching 88 miles an hour on that one. Clayton came in a tight spot. It's a little bit tighter right now. Bases loaded for Miami. Up on the grass at third is Blake Wright. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kulikowski.
Yeah, he just pulled the string on that pitch. Nice change up there on the mound by Clayton. That's Kulikowski. Just swings right through that now. A 2-2 count.
2-2 in the pitch. Hurricanes trying to get the ball out of the infield. Outfield is back and stringing away.
Here's a good look at the defense. You got the center fielder playing pretty deep. A little shallow in left field. Don't see him in the screen there, but playing fairly shallow out towards left field.
Full count of 3-2, and the pitch on the way. Call strike 3. Kulikowski goes away looking. Thomas Newsom calls out Kulikowski on a 3-2 pitch with a moving strike zone tonight.
Yeah, and that's just a tough pitch right there. That's a ball. That's not even close, Joe. I mean, this has been, we started with a tight zone, and I mentioned each inning it gets bigger and bigger. And that pitch, a good 6 to 12 inches off the plate. It's hard to fault the hitter on that one.
2 outs, bases loaded for Jimenez, and lines it foul along the third base side around the dugout.
And Joe, you go back to that first inning, the Hurricanes, bases loaded, no outs, and we're only able to get 1 run. A similar situation here as the Hurricanes have played in 1 run already, but they've had the bases loaded with no outs, and now unless they get a 2-out base hit or some type of error by this Clemson ball club, they're not going to get a run.
Jimenez swings, comes up empty, 0-2. All right, Nick Clayton trying to slam the door on Miami. We're in the 4th, and it's 3-2 Tigers with the bases loaded for Miami in the 0-2 pitch. Jimenez takes it low.
As a hitter here, you got to have discipline. You got to try to protect the outside part of the plate, almost dive into the plate, and trust your hands that if the ball comes inside, you're able to turn on it.
1-2 on Jimenez. Strike three called. He goes away looking. What a job by Clayton. He struck three in the second, 1-2-3 in the third, and then the bases loaded in the fourth. To the fifth we go. The big bats coming up for the Tigers. Wright, Mathis, and Hinderlater. Second-ranked Clemson Tigers who play for the Final Four tomorrow. They're in the Elite Eight in the NCAA College Basketball Tournament. Tigers hoping to reach their first ever Final Four. They'll play Alabama. I think they played a few times in football.
Just a couple.
Wright dances away from that one.
And we'll take a look here, 2-0 count. And we'll see what they choose to go with against Wright. As we mentioned, just great power at the plate.
That's in there for a strike from Schlesinger. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Wright did not like that one either. That pitch looked low, and we've talked about the strike zone, and
that levels the count at 2-2.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. That's what I was talking about earlier in the ballgame. When Schlesinger's able to go inside with that fastball on those righties, it's just such a good pitch.
Fly ball center field. Jacoby Long starts back now, drifts in. Catch is made by Long in center. There's the first out of the 5th inning. Blake Wright is now 0 for 2.
Yeah, good job on the mound. Schlesinger coming back after falling behind 2-0. He gets a little bit of a fortunate call on that breaking pitch that looked down in the zone, but either way he gets the call, comes back with a good fastball inside, and is able to retire him on the very next pitch. So first out here in the top of the 5th.
Tigers 3, Miami 2. Great ball game last night. Good game here tonight. Mathis nothing for 2 tonight. At the moment 1 for 6 in the series. Hurricanes have a shift on, and he pulls it foul toward the Miami dugout. Big swing and a miss by Mathis. He falls behind, 0-2. 6 home runs this season for the left-handed swings of Alden Mathis at 3:49 starting tonight. Ground ball up the middle. Gonzalez. Nicely done.
Excuse me.
2 outs and nobody on. There's Jacob Hinderlater. Hinderlater 1 for 2 tonight. And the pitch. Inside for a ball. You still have a pretty good arm. 1-0. Hot shot Jimenez. 2 is left. Gloves it sliding and throws him out for the final out of a 1-2. The game in the hands of Nick Clayton, who slammed the door on Miami in the 4th. Top of the order for Miami. Villegas to be followed by Sear and then Cuvée and Gonzalez if they keep it going. 3-2 Tigers. 0-1 on Villegas. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. One and one to Villegas, who has walked and fly to right field tonight. Takes that one inside, 2-1.
Yeah, you're seeing Clayton. You know, he's got a fastball somewhere between 80, 89, 91, but it's really the off-speed pitch. That's what he depends on. A lot of changeups, a lot of breaking pitches, and then every once in a while he'll show you that fastball.
And now falls behind 3-1 to Villegas with the power swings of Blake Sear in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, that pitch right there, 2-1 count, Joe, and a leadoff hitter. A guy like Clayton, you normally see a guy go after you with a fastball. Instead, get another changeup on the mound.
3-1 on the ground of the shortstop. Chufo scoops it up and makes the play. Chufo throws out Villegas, and Villegas is now 0 for 2. Now Blake Sear digs in. Sear a sharp single to left field in the first inning and grounded out to Purify at second as the final out of the third inning. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Tigers have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. If Miami were to win here tonight, it would be their 16th straight home ACC series victory. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's what it means for the Canes. For the Clemson Tigers, a win, it means they've got a chance to win the series tomorrow. Even the series tonight. Ranked number 2 in the country. 1-2 to Sear. A little bit low. Ball 2, strike 2.
And you look at that Hurricane squad from last year. They had a great home record, a lot of success, a lot of talent on that team. And that's why this year's team, you know, somebody didn't really know what to expect because they pretty much turned over that roster. I think they had 9 guys. I forgot what the final number was, drafted last year. A bunch of talent from that team went on to the next level. But this version of this Hurricane team, they've done a good job. Again, came in with a lot of question marks, and I think they've done a good job holding their own.
3-2 pitch. Off the outside corner, a little bit low. Miami has a 1-out base runner. That's Blake Sear. And now the power right-handed swings of Daniel Cuvée.
You know, Joe, this is one of those guys. I've always been you got to sit on fastball, make the adjustment. But with Clayton on the mound, I'm not sure as a hitter. I'm not saying I'm going off speed, because it seems like he'll go 3-4 pitches off speed, and then maybe once in a while sprinkle in a fastball.
Cuvée is swing and a miss, 0-1. A single and a double for a 2-for-2 night for Daniel Cuvée, and 3 hits in the series. Nick Clayton cranks it up. Cut on and missed, 0-2. 3-2 Tigers in the Miami 5th. Cuvée talking to himself.
Yeah, he's got the head bop going.
Struck him out. 2 out in the Miami 5th inning.
Yeah, not a good at bat there by Cuvée. You saw 2 fastballs to start the at bat after I said sit off speed, and then that little off speed pitch, he goes out in front. And take a look here from this angle here. Pitch down in the zone, but you got 2 strikes and a lot of action on that pitch.
Clayton is now fan 3. Gonzalez digs in.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Sear try to steal a bag here, get himself in the score position. I mean, you got a guy on the mound in Clayton who throws a lot of off-speed pitches, but on top of that, he's not very quick to the plate. He's got a pretty good high kick. With 2 outs in the inning, put yourself in a position where on a base hit you're scoring. Instead of at first base, you need an extra base hit to score.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The one advantage of not sending him is that you do keep that first baseman on the bag, so you open up a much bigger hole for your left-handed hitter Gonzalez at the plate.
Clayton delivers off the stretch with a 3-2 lead. And Gonzalez falls behind 1-2. Sear is running. Gonzalez swings in the air to left field. Taylor backing up to the warning track and makes the catch. Taylor makes the catch on the run, and the Canes are gone.
It doesn't matter what school colors you have. The Maniac, if you're a kid and the Maniac's around, you want to play with the Maniac. Not just for kids, of course.
Naraki, Taylor, and Chufo. Little number back to Schlesinger. Underhand toss for an easy out to start off the 6th inning.
Yeah, Schlesinger starting to get close to that pitch count limit. You see most coaches get right around 100 pitches, and it starts becoming that time. Of course, yesterday, Gage Zeal, 118 pitches for the complete game victory. So the Hurricanes, who came into the season with one of the biggest question marks being that bullpen, have yet to go to the bullpen on this series. As I said, that you're going to have a couple Hurricanes going out to the bullpen and start loosening up.
Three-two Tigers. That's in there for a strike. Talk about that. Looking back at that performance by Gage Zeal last night. For University of Miami fans, history of University of Miami, 15 strikeouts, no walks, complete game. History of the University of Miami, that's a call, strike 3 on the check swing. Taylor is out, 2 down and nobody on. I don't know where it would rank, but University of Miami's had in their history guys like Neil Heaton and Alex Fernandez as we take a look at this one.
Yeah, and it's tough to tell from that angle. We'll take a look from this angle whether he did go around or not. And yeah, that's a good call. I thought he did go around.
J.D. Arteaga, Stan Jakubowski's numbers retired. Jeff Morrison, there's a swing and a miss.
Well, Joe,
David Gill.
I mean, how many complete games do you see anymore?
Right, not many.
Yeah, I mean, complete games are rare in college baseball. You know, and to have the complete game, that's one thing, and then to have the 15 strikeouts, that's the second thing, and then no walks. No walks. I mean, that's impressive.
That was about as good a baseball game pitch as you were ever going to see at any level. 0-2. Here comes the pitch. Swing on a miss. He struck him out. Hitting Torres, Perez, and then Long. And a swing and a miss. 0-1.
Yeah, for Clayton on the mound, it's really been the off-speed pitch and keeping these hitters off balance with that. Fastball does not overpower you. He's been consistently around 87, 88 in this game. They say he does touch 90, 91. We haven't seen that here tonight, but that off-speed pitch has been impressive.
Torres hit into a inning-ending double play in the first inning. Looks at that one. And singled to left field in the 4th. Clayton, 2 innings so far, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. His 44th pitch. Evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, Torres not liking that call. I thought that was a good pitch. That pitch is in the corner. I mean, it's not a good hitter's pitch, but a nice pitch there. I think that does catch the corner.
2-strike pitch. Lined in the right center field for a base hit. Maybe more. Torres around first. That one's out of the warning track. And Torres is into second with a leadoff double. Miami has the tying run on here in the 6th inning.
That's just a good piece of hitting right there by Torres as he stays back, drives this ball the other way. This is not a good pitch, and it's not an easy pitch to hit. That pitch is down and away. He does a nice job driving the other way. I mentioned last inning when the Hurricanes were up. As a hitter, the approach here has to be thinking the other way, keeping that front shoulder closed. And that's exactly what Torres does there. He gets that pitch down in the zone, drives it right over the second baseman for leadoff double.
7th double of the season for Torres. Miami another chance to level this game with Perez. And now, if you are J.D. Arteaga, what do you do with Perez? Last time up, he battled, was able to draw a walk, but He tried to bunt and was not successful.
Yeah, and we've seen him struggle trying to get a bunt down throughout this season. We'll see if JD tries it again here. But he definitely has had his struggles.
Up on the grass at third is Blake Wright. Miami had a base runner picked off last night at second. Tying run in Torres at second base. Right up on the grass at third. Perez the hitter, 3-2 Tigers. He bunts toward third. This is a good bunt. Fielded by Clayton, he throws him out, but over to third goes Torres.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do there. You want to force that third baseman to come off the bag to try to field that ball. In this case, the pitcher makes the play, but you see the third baseman, he's forced to come out and try to make the play. Once he does that, it vacates the third base. The runner at second base easily gets to third base. Now the Hurricanes, again, in a position where a ground ball up the middle or a fly ball to the outfield would score the run. Actually, infield's coming in now.
Perez, line is speared by the third baseman. Jacoby Long lined it right at Blake Wright at third. Up on the grass at third, and Long with a line drive, and Wright makes the play.
I'll tell you, they can't do much more than that as Long hits that ball on the nose. Just unfortunate for him. Wright, who's up on the grass, it's hit right at him. He makes a good play. Good base running at third base by Torres. So many times you see the runner at third a little anxious and hesitates or takes a step towards the plate. And Wright tried to double him up, but good job of base running at third base.
Kulikowski swings at the first one he sees. Third time tonight that Miami's had a base runner at third, with a chance to tie the game. 3-2 Tigers. Kulikowski at the plate. And the pitch. Outside 1-1.
You know, that play there with Long at the plate, you saw the infield. The infield was playing back. And at the very last minute, they came into the grass, not because they changed their mind or the coaches gave them a late sign. It was kind of a design play, almost to try to catch the Hurricanes off guard.
Kulikowski bouncer up the middle. Nice play by Purify. The throw in time to get him. And Purify has come
at the top of the Coastal, while Pitts at the bottom, but not tonight.
Here's the hero of the game for Clemson, Purify. Jaron Purify, an RBI single his last time up. 0-2. He's also made some really nice plays at second base.
Has a stolen base.
Has a stolen base turn, a double play. Unassisted in the first inning. Strikes out right there, but made a nice play on Kulikowski to close out the last inning, which in baseball always means you lead off the next inning.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. We'll take a look again. Another good pitch there by Schlesinger, and I go back to my comments to start this game. It's all about location when he's on the mound. If he's able to get ahead of the hitters, keep the ball down in the zone, he has innings like he's had the last few. I mean, he gave up 2 that first inning. He gave 1 in the fourth, but he's looked impressive on the mound.
He has sent away 9 in a row. Here's Cam Canarella. Canarella 1 for 3 tonight. Has a base hit, part of his night. 1 for 3, 1 for 7 in the series.
You saw Canarella kind of almost like if he was going to go at the pitcher or something. I'm not sure what that was about. It's a pitch inside.
Canarella, first pitch of the game, single. Grounded out the first in the second. Flied out the center in the fourth. 2-1.
Yeah, there's some action going on between these two guys. I mean, he's just staring him down. Now home plate umpire's kind of going to step in and had a couple words.
I don't know what Canarella would be thinking about. It's a one-run ball game. Here comes the 3-1. High and tight, close shave.
Yeah, he swung.
Oh, 3-2.
He swung.
Canarella's got to come back.
Yeah, he swung the bat. Watch this. I mean, he goes to check it, but with his body going around, he swings.
Yeah.
As he avoids it, his body swings it. And now you're going to have his coach wants to have a couple words with him because,
well,
the sophomore,
a little bit of showmanship or whatever you want to call it getting involved here. So Clemson coaching staff trying to get him refocused on. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's a 1-run game.
Yeah, there's something going on between these two guys, and we'll see who's going to win the battle here.
Schlesinger looks in. Cantarella stares out.
Whoever wins the battle is going to have something to say to the other guy.
Here comes the 3-2. Strike 3 called. Cantarella goes down looking. And he has the Miami crowd all fired up.
Yeah, you talk about adding fuel to the fire. I mean, he started. I'm not sure this is a strike, though. This is not. That's not a good pitch.
That's not a strike, but that is Thomas Newsom thinking that Cantarella showed him up on the pitch before.
Yeah, you're probably right, Joe. This is one of those where, again, the umpire is watching this happen right in front of him, and
Schlesinger, by the way, is now sent away 10 in a row and has fanned 8.
And if you think he's tired, 104 pitches, that last one 94 miles per hour, and I think Cantarella gave him that extra fuel he needed to get through.
He's got the crowd all riled up as well. 3-2 Clemson leads. 1-1 pitch. Chopper foul. 1-2. We're in the 7th inning. Another tense and edgy game.
What would you expect out of this Hurricane Ball Club, right?
8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Pitch number 103 is high.
That's the fastest pitch of the night for Schlesinger. 95 miles per hour on that pitch.
Ball 2, strike 2, and the pitch on the way. Chopper foul.
It's almost a throwback. 2 nights in a row with starters going over 100 pitches.
The 2-strike pitch from Schlesinger as he peers in over the top of his glove. Popped him up. We'll take a look at this one. Drifting foul. Torres makes the play for the final out of another 1-2-3 7th inning. 11. And Sear against a very good Clemson Tiger squad. Hurricanes have had runners at third base tonight, but have not been able to score.
This might be the first time I remember ever seeing a pitcher with double zeros, the uniform number.
The right-hander brings in the 1-0. Jimenez with a fly ball to right field. Mathis is there to make the catch. 1 out in the 7th.
And Joe, you and I did a radio show this weekend, or I was a guest on your radio show this weekend, and we talked about the shortstop position for Miami, and still, even though Jimenez went 1 for 2 yesterday, somehow they got to find some more production out of that spot. It seems whether it's Urso or Jimenez, one of them have to rise up and give you some quality at bats there in the bottom of the lineup.
Villegas digs in, looks at a first pitch strike. 0-1 to Villegas with Sear on deck. Miami has stranded 6. Tigers have stranded 5. Tigers haven't had a hit since the 4th inning. They've relied on their pitching. And really, Nick Clayton did a great job for them. Clayton 3 innings of 1-hit baseball.
Yeah, the Hurricanes, you know, unless the score changes, they're going to look back and say, we had the opportunities, started in the 1st inning, and then they've had the bases loaded, and they just haven't been able to get the big hit when they've needed it.
Chopper to short, nicely done by Chufo. Villegas is now 0 for 3 rather. Grounds out the short, he's 0 for 3. 2 out and nobody on for Miami and Blake Sear. Sear has the power to tie this game. 3-2 Tigers. Miami won by this score last night. A swing and a miss, 0-1. Last time up, Sear walked, singled in the 1st inning, stroked a single to left field, and then grounded out the 2nd and the 3rd. That's down the middle for a strike, 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. Above the letters 1 and 2. Miami had late game heroics last night. Tigers with a 3-2 lead. 2 out, nobody on for Miami here in the 7th. 2-2.
Yeah, you saw Titsworth there. He was walking off the mound, and he thought he was going to get that punch out there. That's a good pitch there. Just borderline. Could have gone either way.
2-2 delivery. Struck him out. Nope. Dropped it. Got a little piece of it. Obertop couldn't hold on to it. So Sear still alive at the plate. 3-2 now.
Yeah, we've seen Sear have some pretty good at-bats. Again, having one here, we're going to count full. As you mentioned, great power at the plate.
The payoff pitch. Taps it foul. I tell you, the Tigers bring one arm after another out of the bullpen. The 3-2 delivery. Struck him out. One up. 11 Tigers in a row have been set down. And the pitch. Fouled back onto the screen. Schlesinger turns in a gem for Miami. 7 innings, scattered 5 hits. Fanned 8, walked 2, allowed 3 runs. All earned. 0-1 from Walters. 1 ball, 1 strike. The subplot in this game, it's been a very intense game. Miami and Clemson. 3-2 Miami last night. 3-2 right now at the moment, Clemson. Swing and a miss. But the intensity level in this game is at about an 11. When the Tiger pitcher, Drew Titsworth, walked off the mound after striking out Blake Sear, those two were going at it. Little tapper, Walters on the backhand, throws the ball away. And Wright will take second base.
Yeah, Walters makes a great play there and probably had a little more time than he thought he had and just rushed the throw a little bit. Either way, you're going to have the leadoff hitter on second base to start this 8th inning. But you see the play there by Walters on the mound, and just had a little more time, but airmailed that one. But you're right, Joe, going back to your comment, both teams getting a little chippy there. We saw Rafe and leadoff hitter Cam Canarella kind of staring each other down. That at bat, and this last half inning ended with Sear striking out, and the pitcher Titsworth kind of staring him down as he walked off the mound into their dugout. I'm not sure if they had some words for each other or not, but
Mathis singles into right field. Villegas on the charge. The stop sign is put up at third base. Good throw by Villegas. Tigers have runners at first and third. Hinderleiter with their first hit.
yeah, good
Since
piece
the
of hitting.
Purify single in the 4th.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there as Mathis hits that ball out to right field, and Mathis probably the happiest Clemson Tiger hitter to see Rafe Schlesinger out of the game, as Coach Laz Gutierrez will come out and have a couple words with his young right-hander, Ryan Walters.
Hurricanes have tonight a base hit sandwich between a fly ball to center and a ground ball to short. 3-2 Tigers in the 8th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, nothing in 1.
Yeah, for the Hurricanes, with the runners first and third, you got the middle playing back, trying to play for double play. But if that does happen, they're going to give up a run and make it a 2-run game. Of course, Walters trying to find a way to get this punch out here.
0-1 fastball. Leaps in there for strike 2. He jumps in front, nothing in 2. With Naraki on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Fisted foul.
Yeah, good pitch there by Walters. You saw the catcher Perez sets up inside there, trying to get him in on the hands, and that's a good pitch there. Good piece of hitting as well, just to foul it off.
Right at third. Mathis at first. The 0-2 pitch off the outside corner. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, for whatever reason, we've seen that throughout this evening. The Hurricane pitchers, at least the two that have been in the game, you know, Perez, we've seen him set up inside quite a bit, and it just seems they can't hit that spot on the inside. They've struggled.
1-2, struck him out. He had Hinderleiter all tangled up on that one.
And all the options on the board. You'll see so many times in college, whether it's a squeeze play, whether it's a hit and run, a steal or a double steal.
Becerra, a .314 hitter. He's homered 3 times. If you're thinking about a double play ball, he has not hit into a double play this season. Becerra waits, and the pitch. Outside for a ball. Jimenez and Gonzalez at second and short. They're thinking about a double play. They're thinking ground ball. The 1-0 is in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. First and third for Clemson. Right at third. Mathis, the trail runner at first. Tigers lead at 3-2 in the 1-1. Just a little bit low, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, if you were to do something here offensively, this is a good count to try to manufacture a run.
2-1, grounded out to Jimenez at short. The Gonzalez for 1, on to first, in turn, double play. A 6-4-3, inning-ending double play. Caba gets out of the jam for Miami.
Something where you just don't do it for the sake of doing it.
Double play, 6-4-3, Jimenez, Gonzalez, Torres. What a double play turn by Miami. I had mentioned that.
Keep the Tigers off the board and maintain this a 1-1 ball game.
Cuvée 2 for 3 tonight. First ball swinging, lifts it foul. Cuvée 9 home runs this season. Three Clemson pitchers have held Miami to 2 runs, scattered 6 hits, struck out 6 and walked 3. Cuvée lays off a fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. One delivery. Cuvée bends away from that one, a close shave, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, the crowd not liking it, but obviously no intention behind that pitch. A 1-run ball game. You're not trying to put any base runners on.
In the first, Miami had a base runner at third. In the fourth, Miami had the bases loaded. In the sixth, Miami squandered a leadoff double. Now we're in the 8th. Tiger pitchers have been able to come up with a big pitch tonight. And the unsung heroes, the second baseman, Jaron Purify, who's made a couple of really nice plays at second base with the glove. Here's the 2-1. Low and away, 3-1 with Gonzalez in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, great plate discipline there by Cuvée. Try to get him to chase that breaking pitch out over the plate.
Now the count is full at 3-2.
Yeah, he got that pitch he was looking for. That's 3-1. A pitch out over the plate, and just shows you how much life that fastball has by Titworth as he gets it right past him.
The fiery freshman right-hander to Daniel Cuvée in the pitch. Struck him out. Ran a fastball by him in 91.
Yeah, that's just a good pitch there. Fastball outside part of the plate. Maybe off the plate a little bit here, but yeah, that ball would have been ball 4, and Cuvée really just trying to foul it off. Doesn't look like he was trying to do much more than just get the bat on that ball, but great pitch there for the first out here in the 8th.
1 out, nobody on for Gonzalez. A swing and a miss, 0-1. Three-2 Tigers in the 8th. And the pitch. That one gets away from him. 1-2 now on Gonzalez.
Yeah, Gonzalez just a little too aggressive at the plate. The first pitch, this at bat maybe borderline up a little bit. This last pitch definitely up, out of the zone. Will find himself in a 1-2 hole here.
2-2 on Gonzalez. Off the end of the bat, foul. 3-2 Tigers, 1 out in the Miami 8th inning. Maybe the most incredible story in college athletics right now is North Carolina State's basketball team in the ACC, about ready to go to the Elite Eight. Won 5 games in 5 days at the ACC basketball tournament, and now about ready to go to the Elite Eight.
We've seen 3 pitches go to the backstop here, and I'd be curious to see if a runner does get on, will they leave him on the mound and risk wild pitch getting past the catcher and putting a runner in scoring position?
3-2 Gonzalez out the second. Purifies throw a little bit low, but takes care of Gonzalez. And there's the second out of the 8th inning. Seven Hurricanes in a row have gone down now. Here's Torres, 2 for 3 tonight. A single and a double on his line. Hit into a 4-6 double play in the first inning. That's a pretty big play right now.
I mean, right now, we've talked about it. The Hurricanes behind on the score because they weren't able to get it done in that first inning with the bases loaded. They had later in the game another opportunity with bases loaded and just haven't been able to get the big hit.
Swing and a miss, 0-1. Torres has come up with some big hits this season for Miami. Skies this one into short right field. Purify out, and he makes the, oh, they drop the ball. Purify drops the ball with Mathers. Purify was, I think, over by the shortstop on the shift. He raced into short right field, and Mathis came charging in as well. That's one, if I got it, I got it. You take it, I got it.
He called it. He called it.
He called it, then he dropped it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the right fielder at the end maybe called it and then backed out, or either way, the second baseman's camped under it. And it's a play he should be able to make, as last night's hero is going to come up to the plate. Jack Scanlon. And we're going to have the Hurricanes now calling an offensive timeout. And you got to wonder if they're trying to put a pinch runner in at first base for Torres. You saw the third base coach come out. Either way, runner on the team will be done for the night. And there's a good look at Lucas Costello, the pinch runner.
Gordon, 6'5", junior right-hander, saw limited action last season. Became a top reliever late in the season. That one is down low for a ball.
You know, you look at the pitching change, and you know, Austin Gordon comes to the ball game. Obviously, he's got great stuff, but not having a great year this year. An ERA over 8, hitters hitting .338 against them.
Scanlon on a check swing, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And a lot of times, you're looking at matchups, and you think, okay, on paper, you say, hey, well, you're bringing a righty in against a lefty. Like, a lot of times it could be, well, he's got a good pitch against lefties, or he's got a good changeup, whatever the case might be, or they like the way he faces Scanlon.
Scanlon again, check swing. The appeal is denied by Greg Street at third, 2-1. Gordon, his first 2 years at Clemson, had 33 appearances. And the 2-1 for Scanlon. In the air, short left field, charging in Taylor. It's going to drop in. Costello to third. They're going to wave him to the plate. Here comes the throw. He falls down, and he's got to get back to third base. Darren Fisher is waving him around, and Costello fell down between third and home. I think he would have scored, and he fell down.
You know, I'm not sure, Joe. I mean, it would have been a close play. It was a great throw, but we'll take a look at it. The ball's perfectly placed, falls in between all three Clemson Tigers. The ball's on the ground, and you saw Fencer. He takes advantage of that. And you want to be aggressive here. You want to make that last out there, and that's what cost him there. You saw it wasn't, he trips making the turn, but he slows down going into the third, almost as if he was in a slide.
Right.
And that's the difference right there. If he doesn't have that hesitation, he makes a cleaner turn, probably scores. Either way, I'm not sure he scores on that. That was a good throw coming in. The right call by Coach Fencer. You want to be aggressive, force the action, but we'll see if the Canes caught a break or not. We'll see how this plays out.
Here's Jacoby Long up in the pitch. He squibs it foul. Jacoby Long came up with the bases loaded in the fourth inning and tapped the ball in front of home plate.
Yeah, this is the third at-bat he's had in a situation like this. He's up there and he swings at the first pitch. And again, I love the aggressiveness, and analytics will tell you the best pitch to hit is the first pitch of an at-bat, but you got to know the situation.
0-1 for Long, and now he falls behind 0-2. 3-2 Tigers.
Now you're seeing the Tigers set up the defense here. They want to make sure if Miami sends the runner, what defense? Are you going to go straight to third? Are you going to make a play at second?
7 hits for Miami. Austin Gordon to Jacoby Long on an 0-2 pitch. Runner goes, struck him out. Jacoby Long strikes out. But that kind of night for Miami. Taylor, Chufo, and Purify for the Tigers.
And the Hurricanes have left 8 runners on this evening, but really the opportunities have been there. And in the last inning, you look at it and you're like, hey, it would have taken a 2-out base hit. But they've had opportunities where they've had runners on less than 2 outs on third base and just have not been able to get them across the plate.
Taylor had a leadoff double in the fourth inning and scored on the Purify single. Right now, that is the difference in the ballgame. Taylor takes it high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 2, strike 2 on Will Taylor. 2 hits in the series. Scanlon is behind the plate for Miami. J.D. Urso is the new first baseman. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the pitch on the way. Strike him out. 1 down here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, good job by Nick Roberts coming back and getting that big punch out here to start the 9th inning. Good fastball, runs it in on him. And that's that pitch I've talked about that we've seen a few of those Hurricane pitchers today just not be able to consistently pound that zone on the inside.
1 out and nobody on for Chufo, the shortstop. First ball swinging, 0-1. One and 2.
And for the Hurricanes, if you're wondering who's coming up next inning, it's going to be the bottom of the lineup. You got 8, 9, and 1. Probably see a pinch hitter or 2 there in the bottom of the lineup.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. 3-2 Clemson. Hitting behind Chufo is Purify in the on-deck circle. Now the count is full, 3-2. Robert brings it home. Lost them. A one-out walk here in the ninth inning for the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, and the importance of that walk is, unless you get a double play here or throw out a runner trying to advance on a stolen base, it's going to bring the top of the lineup for this Clemson ball club up. And once you start getting into Canarella, Obertop, and Wright, that's where the power of this lineup is. That's where you get a lot of that damage. But we'll see how they do here with Purify at the plate.
Purify a big RBI back in the fourth. Check swing, strike one. Purify flied out to right in the second, struck out in the seventh in between, an RBI single in the fourth.
Yeah, Schufa at first base runs well. I mean, he's got tied for the team lead in stolen bases. He's 5 of 7. This is a team that does run quite a bit.
Here's the 0-1. Slow tapper. Cuvée at third, one play in time. Down to second goes Chufo. Back to the top of the order now. Canarello got things going with an infield hit in the first inning. He's 1 for 4 tonight, 1 for 8 in the series. 3-2 Tigers. Cam Canarella, last time up, provided a lot of fireworks.
Yeah, they're going to put him on. Yeah, they got first base open. They're going to set the matchup up. And again, the Hurricanes down 1 run, and every run matters. But Coach Arteaga liking the matchup a lot better, going after the number 2 hole hitter, Jimmy Obertop.
Obertop tonight with a double, an RBI double in the first. Since then, he's flied to right, struck out, and popped up to Torres at first. The Tigers trying to put a little more oil on the fire here with a 3-2 lead in the ninth. Obertop with a drive to right field. This is going to be a foul ball.
You know, Joe, one of the things here, you saw Scanlon come out, and as you take a look at the defensive alignment for the Hurricanes, you had the shift on, so the second baseman's on the other side of the bag. So a ground ball that you would think, oh, maybe I go throw to second base, Dorian Gonzalez can cover. You're not going to be able to do that because you're going to probably get the runner at first base because of where Urso's playing. Should have a pretty strong secondary. So if I'm Cam Canarella, I'm getting as close as I can to the first baseman.
Right.
Just stay between the bag and him, and you could get a huge secondary and put yourself in a position where the ground ball has to go across the diamond.
1-1, 2 high, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not getting a bigger lead at first base. I would completely eliminate any possibility of being able to get the force play at second.
Now we're even at 2-2. Tigers 3, Miami 2 here in the ninth.
When you think about it, Urso's the backup first baseman. He's halfway between first and second. On a ground ball, he's got to run the first base, turn around and field the ball, which is probably not something he does naturally. He's a middle infielder.
Robert pumps it home with a 2-2. A little bit too high, 3-2.
The other thing is, I'm not sure why Urso's playing up on the grass. I know you got to give yourself the best. There he goes. He's going back now. I was surprised.
3-2, pulled foul toward the Clemson dugout.
Yeah, he was up on the grass, and 2 strikes on you. You want to get back, give yourself some range.
Three and 2, the runners will get a hit start. The 3-2 pitch. Outside, he lost him. That loads the bases. Oh, boy. And next in with the bases loaded. And a chance to put some separation in this game. And a swing and a miss. 0-1. Robert stretches and deals. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wright took an 0 for 4 last night. A freewheeling right-hander. The 1 ball, 1 strike count. Off the outside corner, 2-1.
Yeah, what's happened, it's been throughout the night since he's been in the game. Robert just has struggled with that breaking pitch. He's holding on to it too long. He's missing way outside. And as a hitter, it makes you just sit on the fastball.
2-1, tap foul. Fistful of deuces now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 9th inning, 3-2 Tigers. Hurricane fans want a strikeout. A big right-hander from the stretch. High fly ball down the left field line, but foul.
Yeah, and Blake Wright, a little anxious to play that pitch up above the letters there, but either way, 2 strikes. A hitter like that, he wants to be aggressive. He wants to make sure he swings the bat, takes it away from the umpire. We'll do it all over again here.
Robert fighting his fastball command a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. In the pitch. Tapper along the third baseline, rolls foul.
Tell you what, almost a backbreaker for the Hurricanes. And you saw Scanlon hustling out there, and Scanlon's basically saying, I got to make sure this ball doesn't come back in. And sometimes it clips the grass on the foul side and rolls back in, and that ball would be fair. And does a good job of stopping from that happening. Watch him here. And he knows it's foul. He just wants to make sure it doesn't hit the grass and come back.
Looked like a soccer player after scoring a goal. Tigers have the bases loaded. Chufo at third, Canarella at second. Over top, the trail runner at first, 2-2. Outside, 3-2, and the carousel will start up here for the Tigers. Bases are loaded. 9th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Clemson 3, Miami 2. Robert to right. Game on the line in the 3-2. High chopper foul. Blake Wright trying to break the game open.
And of course, with the runners running now, defensive players got to go across the diamond on any ground ball. And for the outfield, any type of base hit, the runner at second will easily score.
10th pitch of the at-bat in the 3-2. High fly ball, center field. Jacoby Long to the warning track. Long is there to make the play, and the Tigers leave the bases loaded. Roberts able to wiggle out of a jam, and Kulikowski. Gutierrez has a bat in the on-deck circle. And then Villegas. Can Miami get it to one of their power hitters? Down the 0-1. Kulikowski takes it a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clemson 3, Miami 2 in the pitch. Kulikowski looks at strike 2. His team is down on a run.
Yeah, right now just got to find a way to get on as a leadoff hitter here.
1-2 pitch. Struck him out. And now Gabby Gutierrez.
You know what, Joe, I mentioned last inning with Gordon coming to the ball game, just the level of confidence this Clemson team has on their pitching staff, top to bottom. I mean, you look at the stat sheet and you wouldn't think that Austin Gordon would be closing out a 3-2 game with the series on the line. That's exactly what's happening here. They brought him back out there to close this game out. Of course, last night, the Clemson closer, who usually closes out games, Rob Hughes, wasn't able to get it done as he came in and gave up 2 runs without recording an out. So tonight it's Austin Gordon on the bump trying to close it out.
Good pitch by Gordon. He goes ahead of Gutierrez, 0-1. Now he goes in front of him, 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers 3, Miami 2. And the pitch. Struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts. He struck out 3 in a row, and now it's up to Villegas. Miami's down to their last hope.
Yeah, just too much heat on that fastball by Gordon, and that one 93 up. Right on the eyes, and Gutierrez just a little too aggressive, and Canes are down to their last out.
Same 2 teams tomorrow at 1 o'clock. High fly ball, center field. Canarella drifting underneath it, says he has it, and he does, and the Tigers take game 2 of the series, and we're all even. Tomorrow, Miami and Clemson will play